Once upon a time in the quiet town of Willowbrook, there lived a young girl named Emma. Emma was known for her bright smile, kind heart, and exceptional talent in painting. Her paintings were so detailed and vivid that people often said they looked like photographs. Despite all the praise, Emma had a secret struggle. She was a perfectionist. Every day, Emma would sit in her small sunlit studio surrounded by her art supplies. She spent hours painting only to find tiny flaws in her work. A small brushstroke out of place or a color slightly off would make her feel like her entire painting was ruined. She would often start over, frustrated and tired, but never satisfied. One day her grandmother, a wise woman with silver hair and gentle eyes, visited her studio. She saw the crumpled papers and half-finished paintings scattered around. "What troubles you, my dear?" she asked, placing a comforting hand on Emma's shoulder. Emma sighed deeply. "I want my paintings to be perfect, but they never are. I feel like I'm not good enough." Her grandmother smiled softly and said, "Perfection is an illusion, Emma. Nothing in life is perfect. What matters is progress, not perfection. Let me tell you a story." Curious, Emma put down her paintbrush and listened. "Years ago," her grandmother began, "I used to knit. I wanted every stitch to be perfect, just like you with your paintings. I would spend hours undoing and redoing my work, never finishing anything. One day, I decided to knit a blanket for a friend. It was full of small mistakes, but I finished it and gave it to her. She loved it and said it was the best gift she had ever received because it was made with love and effort." Emma's eyes widened as she listened. "But didn't the mistakes bother you?" "At first, yes," her grandmother admitted, "but then I realized that the beauty of the blanket was in its imperfections. Each mistake was a sign that I had tried, learned, and improved. Progress is what makes us grow, Emma. If you focus on progress rather than perfection, you'll find joy in your work and in yourself." The next day, she decided to try a different approach. She picked up her brush and began to paint. This time, when she noticed a small mistake, she didn't start over. Instead, she tried to incorporate it into her painting. To her surprise, the painting turned out even more beautiful and unique than she had imagined. As weeks passed, Emma's attitude towards her art changed. She started enjoying the process of painting, appreciating each step and each mistake as a part of her journey. Her paintings became more expressive and full of life. People noticed the change and loved her new style even more. Emma's story spread throughout Willowbrook, inspiring others to embrace their imperfections. The local bakery, run by a man named Mr. Thompson, began selling perfectly imperfect cookies, each one a little different but delicious in its own way. The town library hosted Progress Not Perfection workshops, encouraging people to try new things without fear of making mistakes. Emma's life blossomed as she learned to let go of her need for perfection. She became happier and more confident. Her studio was no longer filled with crumpled papers but with finished paintings, each one a testament to her growth and progress. Years later, Emma opened her own art school. She taught her students the same lesson her grandmother had taught her: to strive for progress, not perfection. Her school flourished, and her students created amazing works of art, each one a unique expression of their journey. And so, the little town of Willowbrook thrived, filled with people who learned to value progress over perfection, thanks to Emma's journey and her grandmother's wisdom. Emma's story reminds us all that it is not the absence of mistakes that makes us great, but the courage to keep moving forward, learning and growing with each step we take. Subscribe for more transformative videos.